Good morning. Welcome to the KetoMom page. My name is Stephanie. We're going to go through Eat That Frog. We're talking about consequences. It's going to be a good one. All right. Tell me where you're tuning in from. I am tuning in from Minnesota. Normally my husband has been on here with me. He's being a wonderful son, and he took his mom to an appointment that he needs to stay at for a while today. So you get me today, and Steve will come on another time as we like to go through the books together. There's some fun things coming in the future that we're working on, so you will get to see more of him. My husband is my better half. He equals me out. He is a great storyteller. He is calm and wise, and he makes me better. So, but he is with his mom. So anyways, good morning. How is your morning? How are you doing? We're going to talk about considering the consequences. Now, if you're brand new, post new below. If you're not new, you know we like to go through books in the morning. We're going through the book called Eat That Frog. Hi, Patty. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Renee. Hello, Nicole. So here's what I like to do on the KetoMom page. For years, this page has been around for 8 years. If you didn't know that, I started the page in 2015. Actually, I had a dream. And so what happened is my husband was doing the keto diet. If you didn't know this, I'll give you a 1.5 minute explanation because I want you to know something. There's been a ton of awareness. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Karen. Hi, Adrian. All right. So my husband was doing the keto diet 10 years ago. 8 years ago, he handed me a pack of ketones. He said, this is going to help you and thousands of people. For me, sure. For me, I started with drinking ketones, and I started this page because I went to bed while I drank the ketones, felt amazing, told my husband I didn't have to take a nap that day. I felt unbelievable. For me, it's a tool. And then I woke up from a dream. Good morning, everybody. I woke up from a dream and I said, hey, I think I'm supposed to start a page called KetoMom. I had a dream about it. And he said, what are you going to do? And I said, I'm just going to share recipes because if I'm going to cook for you and I'm going to work on eating better myself, I should probably share it with other people because they might want help. That's how it started. A dream, an action, and then consistency. 8 years. Years and years and years ago, I did a lot more recipes. There are recipes on this page from 8 years ago. There's no shortage of recipes. There's no shortage of keto tips. If you have questions, you can ask below. If you want to reach out to me, I answer questions all day long. You can always go to ketomomsecrets.com, ketomomsecrets.com, click on recipes, book club, trial packs, ketones, whatever you're needing. 2 years ago, I started going through books. My biggest awareness with helping people reach their goals is I had the awareness that people were not working, they weren't working on their mindset. They weren't working on their thinking. They had stinking thinking. They believed that they truly couldn't. Therefore, they weren't actually achieving their goals. Hi, Andrea. And so what happens is when you start realizing and helping people work on their mindset, you help people realize oh my goodness, the reason I haven't been reaching my goals is because why? I have stinking thinking. I haven't been working on my mindset. I have negative words that are coming out of my mouth. And so 2 years ago, I started going through books because that's what truly helps people is having an awareness, working on their words, so many different things. And so here's what I want you to know. There are good morning, girls. Take the dogs outside. I have 4 daughters. They're 15, 13, 11, and 9. I love the season that we're in. I love the teenage, preteen, and 4 dogs. I'm not going to say anything about dogs. I joke about them. I'm like, somebody come and take these dogs away. Listen, I'm not trying to be heartless because a lot of things going on over here. All right. Thank you for saying good morning. Okay. We're going through this book called Eat That Frog. Eat That Frog is a book to help you have an awareness of what is the one thing or the things that you need to do in your day or your business or working on your health and fitness that you procrastinate. The frog is the procrastination. The frog is if you do that thing first in the day, whether it's in your business or your physical health, and you do that first, you're going to feel more productive. You're going to get more things done. You should be making a list of all of the things that you need to do, putting them in priority. But eating the frog is doing that thing that you're not wanting to do. All right? So the book is great, super simple read. Here is a thought for you today. Consider the consequences. He says, the mark of the superior thinker is that he or her have the ability to accurately predict the consequences of doing or not doing something. So as I was reading this chapter today, it really is looking at your life in a future perspective. The last book that we went through, which hands down you all should read, is called The Power to Change by Craig Rochelle. And that book, that book talked about the who before the do. And so it talks about you thinking to yourself, if you're sitting here and if you want to share below, like, what are your goals? What are you wanting to achieve? Most people say, I want to feel better, look better, fat loss, I need some energy, I need to, whatever. So if your goal is that, what are the things that you're procrastinating within that area of your life, right? If you want a better marriage, what do you procrastinate on? Maybe it's like, I don't plan date nights, or I don't sit down and talk to my spouse. If you want better business, like, what are the things you're procrastinating? If you want better health and fitness, what are the things you procrastinate? What is the frog in that area of your life you need to eat first to accomplish, to check off the list, so that you have the accomplishment of feeling to keep going? Does that make sense? So here's the next spot, or the next thought. Consider the consequences. He goes this: your attitude towards your time and your time horizon has an enormous impact on your behavior and your choices. And so he talks about the power of time. We don't have all of the time in the world. You'll have people say, you've got all the time in the world to accomplish that, to meet that goal. You don't. You actually don't. Like, every day we're aging. Every day we're getting closer. I'm 1/3 through with my life. 1/3. I'm 40. I'm going to live to be 120. It's biblical. I'm going to be. I say it all the time. My husband and I say, we're going to live to be 120. But that still means I'm halfway to 80 and I'm 1/3 the way to 120. You don't have all the time in the world, but you get to choose how you spend your time. And there are consequences to how you choose to spend your time. There are consequences whether you choose to have your reward today or you actually work through, do some hard things to have your rewards later. He says this: long-term thinking improves short-term decision making. Successful people have a clear future orientation. They think 5, 10, 20 years into the future. It's like reverse engineering. If I want to be the best version of me at 80, what do I have to do today? I need to move my body. I need to drink my water. I need to drink my ketones. I need to eat the best that I can so that I can play with my future grandkids. I don't have to be sitting in a chair. I don't have to have somebody else taking care of me. I mean, if I want to be a mobile 120-year-old, you can sure bet that I better be taking care of myself today, right? Futuristic thinking. Also, it's reverse engineering. If you want something in the future, you've got to make sure that your actions line up with what you want in the future. And so it says this: future intent influences and often determines your present actions. Successful people are those who are willing. This is what I love, so hear me on this. Successful people are those who are willing to delay gratification today and make sacrifices in the short term so that they can enjoy the greater rewards in the long term. Have you ever seen those videos? I know they go viral, where you've got two kids and they video the kids, and they're like, okay, they put an Oreo in front of the two kids, right? And they go, listen, I'll be back in a little bit. They have a camera on them. If you don't eat the Oreo now, you get to have 2 Oreos later. If you don't do that now, you get to have this later. And then it records the kids and you watch them, and they're like 4. And they're just sitting and looking at each other. And sometimes you see one kid eat the Oreo and the other one won't. Are you okay with delaying the gratification today to get what you want in the future? It seems so simple, and yet it's hard to go to the gym, to go to CrossFit. When we read our CrossFit workout for tomorrow, 100 box burpee jump overs. 100, my girl said, that's mean. Whoever did the workouts for this week was mean. They were bored, they were fired up, and they just wanted to torture people. But if you don't do it and you sit on the couch, that's like, oh, I'd much rather sit on the couch and watch Saved by the Bell. I introduced my girls to the show Saved by the Bell. That seems way more rewarding than doing 100 box burpee jump overs. It's way easier to go out with your friends and over drink or overeat because you're having fun, but you definitely are going to pay for it later. Here's what I want you to just all this is doing is giving you an awareness of consider the consequences. And if you know who you are, it'll help you understand what you want to do. If you understand, like, I want to feel amazing even at 50. Listen, I'm 40. I have all of my girls at home. I am loving this season. When I turn 50, all of my girls could be out of the home. They could be married. Some of them could be married. I could have a grandbaby in the next decade of my life. Weird to think. But if I want to be a present grandma, and if I want to be watching my grandkids, and if I want to be, there's lots of things I want to help our kids with, then I better make sure I take care of my body today and my mind today and my finances today, right? So I can take them and to go do fun things. All right. Here's what he says. The time is going to pass away. The only question is how you see it and where you are going to go in the end. And where you are going to end up at the end of your week and your month and your year, right? Thinking continuously about the potential consequences of your choices, your decisions, and your behaviors is one of the very best ways to determine your true priorities in your work and your personal life. And so he says this. There is never enough time to do everything, but there is always enough time to do the most important things. Eat that frog. And then basically he says, I've got 3 questions for you. So I have 3 questions for you. Are you ready? Question number 1, what are my highest value activities? You know that. Maybe you're talking about your work or it doesn't matter. What are your highest value activities? Number 2, what can I and only I do that if I do well and if it's done well will make a real difference? So these are questions like this. My husband has always said to me, Stephanie, your time is money. Your time is money. Your time is money. And I'm like, listen, I'm helping. I'm being helpful. And I never have realized that time is money until recently. I'm not going to explain. I made a choice to do something that took away from my family that after I did it, it didn't pan out to be what I thought it was going to be. And I was having a conversation and I was done and I was like, that was not worth my time. Listen, I'm not saying that to be rude or negative, but I was like, man, I did not value my time in that choice that I made. And for the first time last week, I was like, that was not a right choice for me. And it was only 20 minutes, but in my head, I was like, I should have asked more questions. I should have made a better decision, but I learned from that. So, all right, third question is this. What is the most valuable use of my time right now? What is my biggest frog at this moment? Because if you, like me, are a person that wants to help everybody at all times and answer all of the questions, and I wish I could like go through the camera sometimes on people's messages and make them do what I told them to do. Not because I know better, I've just learned, right? But you can, and you might say this about your kids or a spouse or somebody in your family. You're like, I've told you 18 times. And there is an aspect of, you have to go, where is my best and highest use? What do I need to do? Where am I wasting time? It's just important. Your time and how you spend your time and the things that you decide to do with your time have consequences or rewards. And so that's your awareness today. That is your thought for today. Will you be the kid that sits there and eat the Oreo and not wait till later? Or will you work through some things knowing there's a better reward later? Super important. So, all right, consider the consequences. This is the book, Eat That Frog. It is a simple read. And I would encourage you, if you need help with time management or just understanding your own time, prioritizing. The book is great. So, hey, thank you. You guys are super sweet. Thank you for the kind words. Enjoy your day. Reach out with questions. Your presence matters. Go to ketomomsecrets.com for things you're looking for, or send me a message. I'm going to go homeschool my kids because I get to, and I love to, and I love being around them all the time because my time is fleeting and I am going to enjoy the time that I have with my children. My daughter just reminded me of how many years she has left before she's 18. It's not very nice, but thank you for tuning in. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.